you ever stopped, really thought about how you take advice?
Mm-hmm.
Like when someone gives you a warning, does it really matter who it is? Or is it just the information itself?
That's a great question. It seems simple, but it's really not.
Yeah, exactly. And it turns out the answer tells us a lot about, well, ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into this really short, but wow, incredibly insightful old story. It's a classical Chinese parable called The Leaky Wall and the Neighbor's Counsel.
A fantastic little piece. Very concise.
It is. And our mission here is to unpack, a pretty surprising psychological insight it offers about how we sometimes maybe illogically give credit or feel suspicion.
Even when the facts seem really clear.
Right. Even with clear facts. This ancient story, it's like a lens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Showing how our biases color, how we see things, how we take advice.
Definitely. It holds up surprisingly well.
Okay, so let's get into this fascinating little narrative and see what it reveals about how our minds tick.
Let's do it.
So, the story goes, it's set in the old state of Song. There's this wealthy man, right? And heavy rain damages one of his walls.
A pretty common problem, you'd think.
Yeah. And almost right away, his son sees the damaged wall and warns him. He says, "Father, if you don't fix this, thieves are definitely going to come."
Okay. Sensible advice from the son.
Very sensible. Now, here's the twist. The rich man's neighbor, neighbor's father, he also sees the wall.
Another observer.
And he gives the exact same warning, like word for word pretty much. You really should fix that wall, he says, or you might end up with thieves.
Okay, so identical warnings from two different people, son and neighbor's father.
Exactly. And get this, that very same night.
Oh!
Yeah. Thieves break in, and a whole load of the rich man's wealth gets stolen.
Wow. So both warnings were completely right. Spot on.
Absolutely spot on, which is just, baffling, isn't it? Because my first thought is, okay, both gave good advice. Both should get some credit for being right.
Logically, yes, that makes sense.
But that is not what happened. Not at all. So after the theft, looking back, the rich man starts praising his son.
Okay.
Saying how wise he was, what amazing foresight, basically calling him a genius.
Right. Praising the son. Makes sense, he's family.
But then, the neighbor's father. What about him? His advice was just as good, just as accurate.
And this is where the psychology really kicks in, isn't it?
It is. What happened with the neighbor's father?
Well, the rich man, instead of thinking, wow, he was right too, he immediately became suspicious of him.
Suspicious of the guy who warned him.
Yes. He actually started to suspect that the neighbor's father might have been involved in the robbery itself.
No way, just because he gave the same warning?
Exactly. It's quite stark when you lay it out like that. The same correct advice leads to praise for one person and suspicion for the other.
So what's going on there? How can the same information lead to such totally opposite conclusions about the people?
Well, this is where the story is just brilliant, I think. It perfectly shows how our perception, our judgment, it isn't just about the accuracy of the advice. It's heavily, heavily influenced by our existing relationships and biases.
Okay, break that down a bit.
So the rich man trusted his son, right? It's his family, an insider, part of the in-group. So his warning is seen through that lens. It's wisdom, it's foresight.
Right, it's perceived positively because of the source.
Exactly. But the neighbor's father, he's an outsider. Not family, maybe there wasn't much of a relationship there at all, an out-group member.
Okay.
So when the theft happens, which confirms the warning was correct, remember, the rich man's bias kicks in. Instead of crediting the neighbor's father, his mind jumps to suspicion. The warning, coming from an outsider, suddenly looks, suspicious in hindsight.
So the outcome, the theft, didn't make him trust the neighbor more. It made him suspect him.
Precisely. His bias needed somewhere to place blame or unease, and the outsider was the easy target. Psychologists talk about this source credibility biases, or attribution error. We attribute actions and motives based on our pre-existing feelings about the person.
Wow, so it's like the objective fact the warning was right gets totally overshadowed by the subjective feeling about who said it.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's not just about simple trust, like you said earlier. It's a deeper psychological mechanism.
And this isn't just some quirky old story, is it? You're saying this is fundamental human psychology.
Oh, absolutely. This plays out all the time. It shows how we decide who's credible, who to blame, who to praise, often based more on the who than the what.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we do this ourselves without even noticing?
All the time, probably. And that's the real value here, encouraging you, the listener, to think about how this bias might be working in your own life.
Yeah, like maybe at work.
For sure. Think about it. Maybe a newer colleague suggests something, a really good idea, but you sort of brush it off. Then later, a senior person you really respect proposes the exact same idea, and suddenly everyone thinks it's brilliant.
Ah, I can totally see that happening. Same idea, different reception based on who said it.
Or even in personal life. Imagine getting some, say, financial advice. If it's from your favorite sibling, you probably listen, right?
Yeah, probably.
But what if the exact same advice comes from, I don't know, an uncle you've always kind of argued with?
Yeah, you might dismiss it out of hand, even if it's good advice.
Yeah.
Just because it's him.
Exactly. Our minds filter information based on the messenger constantly.
And it must apply to news and information we consume too, right?
Yeah.
We trust sources we like and dismiss ones we don't.
Definitely. This little parable is such a powerful reminder, isn't it? To try and evaluate the information itself, regardless of where it came from. And crucially, to be aware of our own biases when we do that.
Are you just dismissing something because you don't like the person or the group saying it? Or because it doesn't fit what you already believe?
It's a tough thing to confront in ourselves.
So recapping then, the story of the leaky wall is basically a timeless warning about our own minds. It shows how good, valid advice can get twisted by our biases. We end up praising one person, the son, the insider, and suspecting another, the neighbor, the outsider.
Even when both were equally right, the who just overshadows the what.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this. What does this actually mean for you?
Yeah.
The next time you get a warning or just a piece of advice, maybe pause for a second.
Just take a beat.
Yeah. And think not just about the message, but ask yourself, how is my view of the person giving this affecting how I'm hearing it?
Am I maybe suspecting a neighbor when I should be listening? Or just praising a son without really thinking critically?
Just because of where it came from. It's definitely something to chew on, isn't it?
It really is. A challenge to how we think we see the world.